Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I have a particularly depressing video for you right now. In lieu of CK2, just because I'm depressed and annoyed and angry and mix of various emotions, I can't be bothered recording, so yeah, you've just got this for the day. And there'll be CK2 tomorrow. Come to think of it, me being depressed over a puppy is a bit fucking shallow, innit? With the Alanda shootings and everything. Kind of picked a shit day to get this news, didn't we? But there you go. The universe is a cruel bitch, what can I say? In the background, you'll see the pups. The one without the collar is Greeny, or Scaly, or Runty, as we've called him. In a previous video, you saw me bottle feeding him, because he was the runt of the litter. For the first day or so, he lost weight, and we had to hand rear him in order to get him to thrive and get him stronger. And that went well, for the most part. He started to improve, he's got a lot stronger, he's continuing to put on weight. It got to the point, and is still at the point, where he's back on drinking from mum, which obviously her milk is just so much more better than anything we could give him. And he's putting on weight and catching up with the rest of his siblings. But as you may notice in the video, his fur is a lot different from all of the other puppies. While their fur is all silky smooth, all nice, and you know, as you'd expect, his is really scruffy, which isn't abnormal. For you know, when he was younger, we thought it'd line out, it'd be fine. He's just a scruffier dog, right? Pulling back the fur. You know, just striking back the fur, you can see on his skin he's got, like, almost scabby stuff. It almost looks like fish scales, kind of thing. And at first it was fine, it's gotten slightly worse, and, you know, when we first noticed it, we took him to the vets. The vets essentially buggered off for 10 minutes and asked everyone in the joint what they thought it was. And they came back with a, we think it's this. They offered to take photos and send it off to an expert because they'd never seen it firsthand. And literally just today we heard back from said expert who confirmed it with 90% surety that it's what they say it is. A condition that is fairly uncommon, but will worsen with age. And essentially they have an extra layer of skin, they itch a lot, hence the name. And naturally the dog will spend most of its life being incredibly uncomfortable. There's lots of medical shampoo to lessen it, but there's no cure, so to speak. It's something that the dog would have to live with for the rest of its life. In worst case scenarios, it can even be painful for the dog to shed that much skin. Regardless, finding a home for a puppy with any kind of medical issue is difficult at best. The additional bills, the additional care, and not to mention the additional trust that we have to put into somebody that they're not just going to give up in a year. We want our puppies to live a happy life, and it's shit. I don't know. It's just, it fucking sucks. What do you want me to say? I mean, I spent the last, well, basically every day of its fucking life hand feeding it, and he was fighting. He was hanging in there, little runty. I don't know. And to have him lose out now is just, well, it's shit. Some small part of me just thinks, what if the vet's wrong? I mean, the expert came back with 90%, and I'm like, he's got to know what he's talking about, right? He even asked to keep the pictures so that he could have something to show other people. That's generally how uncommon this is. But that 10% is fucking nagging me, and the only way to know, the only way that we could possibly be 100% certain if we did a biopsy or whatever, which would cause a puppy insane stress, potentially harm it. It could even kill it doing it at such a young age. And we're faced with a choice of putting him to sleep or putting him through a procedure that's going to cause him stress, discomfort, possibly death as well. And I don't know, it's already, he's otherwise perfectly healthy, and I don't want to hurt him. So, yeah, that's basically that. We're taking him to the vets tomorrow. Maybe you'll have a fucking miracle of the old gods. They'll look over him and go, oh, no, we're wrong, and that's not that. The chances of that seem relatively slim. They seem very certain at this point as to what it is. Maybe we'll have a miracle, and tomorrow will be some good news. We'll have another video with me yelling at the vets and ranting about how they fucking... I don't think that's going to happen. They seem very certain, and it's their recommendation, and most of me agrees with it. It's just a small, nagging voice in the back of my head that says, you know, what if? I'm beginning to understand why Winston Churchill drank so much. With that in mind, and with what little whiskey I could find, a toast to the little runt. In the end, not so much of a runt, and in the end, just fucked by the universe, as we all so often are. Send your best to the little guy. Who knows, maybe tomorrow I'll make a video saying that the vets were wrong, and that the runty's still around and kicking, but I'm afraid he's not long for this world. May the next world be a tad less fucked up.